ladies and gentlemen, it's time! Brought to you by Ringside, the best in boxing. It's the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast. Introducing first, fighting out of the Zapata Brand Studio in Berwick, Pennsylvania. He is an expert in boxing and bagels, George Zapata!
Hey guys, welcome to the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast, brought to you by Ringside. Go to ringside.com/podcast, and you too can get 40% off selected brands. Well, this Saturday, it is fight week, April 27, 2024, at the Berwick High School at 6 p.m. Tickets still on sale, and my guest today is Aubrey Scavone. She is with her coach, Coach Leo Talenka. Welcome to the program, guys.
What's up?
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good, very good.
Good.
Well,
Same here.
it is fight week, Aubrey, and you will now be making your debut, stepping into the ring against Ashley Miller. 119 pounds, 115 pounds, right around there.
122.
122. First fight coming into your hometown here. You're a Berwick girl. For those who don't know who you are, Aubrey, give us a little background on how you got into boxing and why boxing.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I started about 2 years ago now, and it was about 6 months after I had my baby. She's 2 now. And I think I wanted to box as a kid. I told my mom, actually, I was like, I want to box. I want to come out and I want them to say my name and like have the music and do all the things. And she was like, that's insane. That's not happening for you. Let's move on from that. So I ended up playing every other sport that you could name, and most recently rugby. And when that ended, after I got out of college, the gym was here. So I just went and tried and ended up loving it. So I stayed, and here we are.
So that was, 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years ago, because my daughter will be 3. So.
Okay. Did you just take classes at first before you started, or you just jump right in?
Oh, I did actually one of those like fitness boxing. You know what I mean? Like it was like a 6-week thing. You don't actually get any like one-on-one training, but you just go and try to like lose some weight or get into shape. And I tried that, and it was fine, but I wanted to get more into it. So I ended up coming to Rocky, and yeah.
All right. Well, let me go to Coach here, Coach Leo. First, what was your initial impression when you walked in and saw Aubrey? Now I know Aubrey. She's about 5 foot.
Right.
Come on.
She was
5'1".
very, very aggressive. I noticed she took her workouts very serious, and one day I went up to her and I said, "Are you thinking about becoming a fighter?" Or and she's like, "Oh, well, maybe," And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, you keep training, keep doing what you're doing," and then eventually it evolved into her training for an event.
Well, it evolved into this Saturday. You're
Correct.
facing Ashley Miller. Ashley coming in, also making her debut. Also, do you know anything about your opponent, Aubrey?
I watched some of the podcasts, so I have what I know from there. Of course, we did our little bit of research, see if we could get any clips, but that's the extent of what I know, is what I saw on the pod.
So initially, you said your mom was a little taken back by you becoming a fighter.
Yes.
How did you persuade her?
I didn't. That was when I was a kid. So.
All right.
So when I was a kid, she could say, no, that's not really going to happen. As an adult, she's like, okay, you go and do it, but I'm not going to go. So my mom doesn't really go because she gets a little freaked out, but she supports from home, and she hangs out with my daughter.
Okay. And would you want her to be there or no?
I don't know. I think I'm either way. I think if she went, that's great. I love having support system, but I do get in the zone. So honestly, like anybody could be there and it wouldn't matter. So I'm pretty focused on what I'm doing, but I feel either way because I know that she's supportive and she feels positive in a way about it, either from home or at the event.
Now, have you ever been involved in an event similar to this? We knowing that it is going to be a large crowd there. Have you been in front of a large crowd before? this is a little bit different than a team sport where you are the focus and the main attraction there in a ring with the people around you. Have you ever been involved in something like that?
I'd say no, not on an athletic level. Just from sports I've played in the past, but I'd say that these events are a little bit different, and I have attended them as an audience member in the past, so I've seen the kind of crowd that's drawn to it. And yeah, I would say that no, I haven't really played a sport like that where you're the main. It's just an individual.
Okay. What does your boyfriend think of it?
He loves it. He's fully supportive. He thinks it's great and awesome. He's into athletic stuff too, like working out and lifting weights. So yeah, he's really into it.
Does he ever come?
Now he has a bodyguard.
Yeah.
What's that? What did you say?
I said now he has a bodyguard.
Yeah, I protect him.
Oh boy, I don't know if we should put that on. Well,
Maybe
either
not.
way. So either way, now let me ask you this, Leo. When you first have these guys, what do you look for in order to have them fight? Like if you take Aubrey, she comes into the gym, she's working out, she's doing her. What are you looking for to say, you know what, she might have something here?
Well, first off, I'm looking at her consistency in coming into the gym, and when I notice that they're there every day, and her training level, or anybody's training level, especially Aubrey's, is she's very high impact, and she listens to what you tell her, and she works on it, And when I first met her, that was what me and Coach Rich noticed. I was like, I don't know. She's here every day. I said, she's training hard. She's doing mitts. She wants to learn more, so it, finally, then I said to her, would you like to fight? And she said, yeah, I think I would. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Well, you have two daughters.
Yep.
I'm going to throw it to you. Would you, now she's your fighter, but the close-knit family that you have there at the gym, does it bother you that you see a girl in the ring getting hit?
Actually, it doesn't. I actually think that females are much easier to train. They listen.
Oh, I know that.
Yep, they listen better. And I'm gonna say, if it was between my daughters, Sarah and Tori, Sarah would not be for it. She wouldn't even think about doing that. Maybe just exercising. But Tori at one point thought about doing it, and then when she got into her basketball career, it took it away.
Yeah.
But I also thought Tori would have been a great fighter.
All right. So either way, you wouldn't be opposed to it.
No, not at all. No.
And is it because of just being around the sport? It's safe and
absolutely. The sport is safe with the gloves you use, the headgear you use nowadays. And I guess that's basically
the officials too. The officials are pretty good.
Right.
So now, Aubrey, this fight's going to be a firecracker. I mean, obviously the main event dropped out, but you have two fights on that show. You versus Ashley Miller, Jenny Bobaric versus Mackenzie Mazer. Those two are, in my opinion, usually the girl fights are usually the most exciting on the card because they're just active and they're always pushing forward. Guys like to go for the big punch. Women tend to go for more volume. Do you have an idea of what your feeling's going to be like when they get the bout sheet up there? You get your hands wrapped. You are 2 hours away from the fight. Do you have a routine that you'd go into?
I would say, yeah, I like to listen to music. That's part of my routine. I like to get like a pump up song going. Actually, it is Wham by A$AP Ferg. And I'm not a big rap person, but I have to listen to that song if you're familiar with it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say George Michael Wham. I say, what the
No,
hell?
no, not Wham. I'm not going to.
Okay.
Wham by A$AP Ferg. That's my song. So I'll listen to that. And then a lot of warming up. So like we do a little bit of mitts before, nothing crazy, but I'm definitely going to do a lot of jump roping for this. Definitely a lot of stretching, just warming up. I find that I'm better. I perform better when I'm warm. If I jump in and spar without warming up or anything, I feel like stiff and like I'm not doing as well as I could. So I like to move around a lot. I'll probably be doing that.
And for this fight, have you done much sparring?
Yeah, I'd say we worked on a lot of sparring. Definitely a lot with Jenny, some other opponents, and yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot in sparring so far.
And I know they brought Olivia Ford down to number 1 ranked
Mhm.
165-pound female. How was that? How was that experience?
It was great. I love sparring Olivia, actually. I like sparring a bigger opponent because it is more of a challenge for me.
Mhm.
And then I feel really confident after because I know that I am smaller. So fighting somebody who's my size feels a little less like scarier. It takes my nerves away, honestly.
Do you feel that this is something that is something that you're looking forward to in the next 2 to 3 years?
I like fighting in general.
Fighting in general, I'm looking towards, like, Golden Gloves,
Mhm.
something that you could put out there, into the universe and say, "This is what." Because for me, I started looking back at your Instagrams and your Facebook stuff, and it seems to me that you're a go-getter and you have an entrepreneurial spirit. You have a goal in mind that you set yourself to, and you've achieved it. Is the Golden Glove something you could put on that mantelpiece that say, "Hey, this is something I want," and put your mind to it and get it? Is that something you're looking forward to in the next 3 years? 3 to 5?
I think I try not to pick a specific goal and then say, like, this is going to happen for me in this amount of time. Although that is really great to do. But with something like boxing, I try not to say, yes, golden gloves, I get that. And that's my end all be all. Because with this, I like to like keep growing and evolving. So if that were to happen for me, I'd be really ecstatic about it, and I'd be so excited and proud of Leo and my trainers and myself, of course. So it's definitely something I would like to look forward to. I wouldn't say it's just like a goal that I'm directly going for because that would be like an end per se. So I just like to keep working, and if that's a part of it, that's awesome. If not, I'm still gonna keep working.
Okay, question here, each for each one of you, the same question.
Sure.
Aubrey, you first. How do you feel you've developed in the short 2 years? Let's say it personally and then athletically from what you've learned from boxing. So personally, and then what you've learned through Coach Rich, Coach Leo.
Oh my god, I could go on and on about the athletically, but let me start with personally. It's definitely helped with confidence. Of course, I think anybody would say that when joining boxing because you really have to be comfortable with yourself to get in there and like feel so vulnerable. There's spit flying, there's blood, it's your sweat, you're rubbing up on somebody else. Like it's really gnarly, and it's definitely made me a lot more comfortable with myself and just comfortable to be confident and go out and be a go-getter. Additionally, with athletic, I watched some old videos and I was completely shook to see like where my skills were. And I knew I wasn't coming into it like this amazing Clarissa Shields. I knew I wasn't coming in with those skills, but I came in and I watched those videos and I was very surprised to see how much I've evolved. Like I have some footwork skills now. I move my head. At the time I was stiff as a board, barely moving, and just trying to throw some punches. So it's really cool to see how much more comfortable you get over time.
All right, and I'll throw it to you, Leo. Go with how Jenny has become, not Jenny, geez, Aubrey. How Aubrey has done when you see her emotionally, far she's come as far as you know, her confidence, she says, or whatever, and how she's become athletically. So take that two parts. Say, okay, when I first saw her, she was a quiet, girl sitting in the corner, whatever, until where she is now.
Right. Well, and you're 100% right on that. She was quiet, but she listened to everything you said, you know,
Mhm.
and when the thing I like about Aubrey is she said it, and I was going to interrupt a minute ago, but
Well, you're good at that.
well, I know, and what and what it was is she doesn't focus on more than she has to.
Mhm.
So she knows, okay, I'm going to fight April 27th. That's all she cares about. I've talked to her many times about, hey, maybe next year we'll go into the Golden Gloves and stuff like that. And she's like, yep, okay, whatever you think, but she focuses on one thing at a time. And athletically, she's through the roof. Now, when she first started, I talked to her and she was like, I did rugby and this and that. And she wasn't as very aggressive in the beginning. And I told her, listen, you have to go like you are in rugby. That's a tough sport. You're getting kicked. You're doing you have to take that into boxing and get mad and be aggressive, and I'm sure she would agree, we've had those conversations, about it. So,
Okay. Aubrey, if I'm a, let's say, 16-year-old girl, and I go to this fight on Saturday, I want to see Jenny and Aubrey fight. I'm from Berwick and I want to see that. What advice would you give to that aspiring girl who is a quiet girl or doesn't have the confidence or doesn't have the skill set, and she goes out there and she sees you and she sees Jenny and she sees Dimitri and she sees Darius and all these people performing? What do you say to that girl who says, I want to be Aubrey Scavone?
I'd say just go to your local gym. She lives in Berwick. I'd say go to the gym. Everybody is so friendly. There is no uncomfortable feeling at that gym. I would say that when I first started, I have a lot of anxiety. So going to the gym, I was like, oh, this is you got to talk to people and like, I'm going to have to, be a part of something here, like a community. So that's going to be rough, I was thinking. But going into it, everybody is so nice, so helpful. If there were a girl that were watching the fights who wanted to come to the gym, come. Jenny and I will personally come up to you and talk to you and help you as much as we can. Sports are something that if you're going to get into it, just jump right in and start learning.
That is what I felt the second Rocky opened. You know what I mean? There's that camaraderie you have with the fighters, that it brings everyone together in this town. You'll see on Saturday how many people come together to cheer you on, to get behind you and do something. They're going to do something for this town. You girls are performing in front of your own hometown. Does that make a difference in how you perform tonight on Saturday night?
I'd say, if anything, it would be helpful because that everybody's there supporting you. They know who the Berwick people are. They know Rocky. They know, I've met so many people just going to Rocky, not even people who train with us, just people who go to the gym and they cheer us on. So it's really great to know that those people are there supporting. And I think it helps overall. It eases the stress because those people are rooting for you and they want to see you do your best.
And a couple more questions here before we wrap up. Aubrey, what did you find the hardest part of this training for this fight was?
This fight, I would say, it's always the mental game, I think. For me, I like to do a lot of visualization. So truly, like, the training is what it is. And for me, now it's the week of, we've trained as much as we could. So it's the visualization and mentally putting yourself there is probably going to be the hardest, although I feel pretty confident about it. Yeah, I think it's just putting yourself in the moment and visualizing and adding the crowd and everything. I know the stress will be up a little bit, but that's natural.
And finally, Leo, give me your thoughts on the event and what you expect from not just Aubrey. Let's just give it the whole world. What do you expect from Aubrey? Let's do Aubrey first. What do you expect from her? And then what do you expect from all your fighters?
Well, I expect from Aubrey to do exactly what we've been working on. She has a very clear head, and she when as in sparring, she spars girls that are 20 pounds, 35 pounds heavier than her, and she does not back down. So she is she's always focused and always moving forward, and that's going to be a huge edge on her fight come Saturday. She's very powerful. She moves her head. I know what to expect on Saturday with her. As for the other fighters, I can tell you everybody in our gym is in shape. That's hands down. They come in, they work out. There's hardly anybody that's not there during our training times. And, that's a plus. A lot of people don't believe in that. But come third round, if you're not in shape, you ain't making it.
You will get exposed.
And George, you and I know how many fighters that we've had that come third round, we've won the fight in the third round.
And how many fighters after the fight's over say, I thought I was in better shape. You never can be in better shape. You always you do need that extra.
All our kids that are fighting on Saturday, I know they're in shape. I know they've trained hard, and it's going to be a great show. If anybody misses it, that's their own fault, because we have Actually, I think I just set up another heavyweight bout. That'll be 5 heavyweight bouts, 2 female bouts, Travis Potter Award, the Unsung Hero Award that I give away every year, and the award
Teddy
for
Atlas.
best fighter. Right.
Teddy Atlas Fighter of the Night Award.
Yep.
Teddy Atlas is generous to our gym there. And so that leads us to this Saturday, April 27, 2024 at 6 p.m. Aubrey, if you could, give out all your social media so they can follow you.
Oh, sure. My Instagram is aubrey.scavone. And then I have a design Instagram, AubreyXDesign. Go feel free to follow. Check out my stuff. Everything's just Aubrey Scavone if you want to find me anywhere.
I will put it in the description below. That way they can follow you and your journey to this fight, because I think it's important. Coach Leo, where can you get tickets, and if there's any Instagram and stuff to follow?
Yep, you can always follow us on Instagram at Rocky Boxing and Facebook, and tickets are available at Rocky Boxing Club. Staff hours are 4 till 8 Monday to Thursday and 9 till noon on Saturday. Tickets will be available at the door.
I do have front row tickets available. If anybody wants them, they are $40. There's some there. Obviously, I dropped out at the main event. I have tickets there for sale. If anyone wants to, they can come in and get them here at the bagel shop. But other than that, April 27th, 2024, 6 p.m. Doors open at 5. Aubrey Scavone, Ashley Miller, one of the featured bouts on the card. If you don't go to this show, those 2 fights are going to be huge. Fantastic. The show in general is going to be great. Coach Leo, Aubrey Scavone, thank you for coming on the podcast. Good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.